live from Chicago, this is Fox 32 News at 9.
And thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Schneider.
I'm Dawn Hasworth. Let's check the weather.
Meteorologist Mark Strell in for Emily tonight.
All right, well, tonight we do have a few clouds, maybe a flurry or two in your backyard. But as we go through the overnight hours, we're going to be cloudy and cold and still windy. Still a few flurries, lake effect snow the other side of the lake. Also lake effect snow throughout most of the Great Lakes here this evening. But things quieting down for us. We do have a small chance of some additional light snowfall tomorrow, again on Wednesday. But the big story tonight is we chill out in the teens now, going down in the lower teens, and wind chills tonight below zero.
A Chicago family is demanding answers tonight after they say ICE is ignoring a judge's order and continuing to detain two men who were following every rule.
Our Leslie Moreno is live with why the family says this never should have happened. Leslie.
Hey guys, good evening. Yeah, this is really frustrating for that family. They tell me those two men were following all the rules. They were showing up to their meetings and coming to all of their meetings, as I mentioned. Instead, their lives were turned upside down during what was supposed to be a routine check-in. According to family, on November 5th, 29-year-old Georgie Andres Lopez Jimenez and 33-year-old Edwin Adrian Mendoza Duran were detained by ICE during a scheduled appointment here in Chicago. Family members say neither of them were trying to evade authorities. In fact, their wife and sister say they both were doing exactly what ICE required. They've been detained for almost 2 months now. It takes an emotional and financial toll. Instead of returning home, both men were transferred to a detention facility in St. Genevieve, Missouri, hours away from their loved ones. Just weeks later, an immigration judge ordered voluntary departure for both men, a final order under federal law that ICE is required to carry out unless there's an appeal or an official stay. Tonight, both men are still in custody. Family says ICE has offered no clear explanation for why her husband and brother are still detained despite the judge's ruling. It's complicated because they're supposed to follow due process. If there's a higher court order, they should comply with it. We're in limbo right now regarding our rights. We know we're immigrants and that we're in a country that isn't ours. We're not demanding anything that isn't feasible. We're simply asking that due process be respected and that the court order be followed. Family says they've repeatedly reached out for answers, but the silence has only added to stress. Now the family is considering legal action if ICE continues delaying compliance. I hope sharing our story helps not just my husband and brother, but other families who may be going through the same thing. And I have reached out to ICE for comment on this case as well as several other cases over the past month and a half. We are still waiting to hear back. For now, reporting live here in the Loop, Leslie Moreno, Fox, Chicago.
Tonight, a luxury retailer in Barrington is missing nearly all of its inventory after it was burglarized early this morning. So this is Restyle Designers Barrington. It's located on South Cook. You can see a group of people breaking into the store. They grab everything off the shelves. The owners say they're heartbroken, yet they are not giving up. Now, nobody's been arrested, and not a single stolen item has been recovered.
As the countdown to midnight begins, city officials are gearing up for large crowds and a lot of traffic.
Casey Crone is in the West Loop tonight, where officials today outlined their safety plans for New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve draws one of the city's largest crowds of the year. Like any other major event, we will see all hands on deck this Wednesday, not just from local partners. The U.S. Secret Service is stepping up too.
We ask and encourage residents and visitors who are planning to celebrate downtown to represent our city proudly.
Chicago will soon ring in the new year in style with a major production planned for the Riverwalk. Some of the festivities will be broadcast nationally, so there are more eyes on the city and on safety.
First of all, we're going to be highly visible throughout the entirety of the city.
The U.S. Secret Service is providing its intel to ensure a celebratory and safe holiday.
This has been designated as worthy to get federal support. And because of that, we are here to help coordinate federal assets to support and cooperate with the CPD and all the other city officials.
Street closures have already started. Franklin, between Lake and Wacker, is shut down as the stage is set for an Art on the Mart production. Free admission to the area will begin at 5 p.m. on the 31st, with a special projection launched at 7, before on-stage performances at 9. Meanwhile, another fireworks display will light up the sky from Navy Pier, where the Aon Ballroom will once again host guests to ring in 2026. There will be free rides on CTA trains and buses from 10 p.m. on New Year's Eve until 4 a.m. on New Year's Day. But officials are offering a stern warning for parents.
To parents, please know where your children are. We have young people who show up, and they're down there for the purpose of causing problems, disrupting and using disruptive behavior. Chicago Police Department is not going to tolerate that.
Officials say they're enforcing a strict 10 p.m. curfew for anyone under 18 who is not accompanied by an adult. This after a teen takeover left a 14-year-old dead and 8 others injured following this year's Millennium Park tree lighting.
Those acts of violence and terror that have disrupted our city and, quite frankly, set our city back, it's not only upsetting, but it enhances our determination to continue to get it right.
And keep in mind, 6 major bridges, including Columbus and Wabash, will be closed for those synchronized fireworks starting at 11:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve, reopening about an hour later. Reporting in the West Loop, Casey Cronus, Fox Chicago.
St. Sabina canceled an adult basketball league after 3 men were shot outside the church.
It happened just after 4 on Sunday at 78th and Racine. Brett Bagansky shows you why the church is implementing new security changes.
I just know that you're not going to shoot around here and feel like nothing happens.
St. Sabina's is considered a safe place where everyone can play sports and no guns are allowed on campus.
I'm one of those people that believe when people do things, particularly when it comes to shootings, there has to be consequences. Otherwise, nothing changes.
Chicago police officers are looking for the person who shot 3 men outside of St. Sabina's after an adult basketball league. Father Michael Flagler told me it started as an argument inside the gym that eventually spilled outside, which was apparently caught on their security cameras and is now in the hands of police.
Any indication the person or people who may have fired the gun or guns participated in the games yesterday?
Oh, I know that one of the people that got shot, he was coming out of the gym. So, I mean, I know he was in there.
While that adult basketball league is canceled, all sporting events will have new security measures in place at St. Sabina's, including pat-downs and bag checks.
We want to finish this year safe and strong.
On Monday, Mayor Brandon Johnson praised the efforts of Chicago police to make the city safer. The latest crime stats show year-to-date citywide, the number of homicide victims went down almost 30%. Fatal shooting victims down more than 33%, and overall shooting victims down more than 34%. Even though some Chicago city leaders have pointed out that overall crime has reached a 10-year low across Chicago, Father Michael Flagler told me Sunday's triple shooting just outside of St. Sabina's is just another reminder that we have a long way to go.
Until there's nobody getting shot, we can never be at ease.
There's still this perception that the city of Chicago is unsafe. This area has had some challenges. What does that do for the perception of safety?
Is this, the dream world? No. We can't, take a victory lap because it's down. Because at any given moment, something can change, like last night, like River North the night before.
Brett Bagansky, Fox Chicago.
Up next, how the forecast can affect your physical health.
Plus, an unusual bust by the Cook County Sheriff's Office, and it wasn't drugs or guns.
Paris Schutz here, coming up tonight at 10 on the Chicago Report, why Chicagoans' property taxes will go up next year by $25 million. And we visit with Chicago's legendary anchorman, Bill Curtis, on his whirlwind career, covering some of the biggest stories in American history. That's all tonight on the Chicago Report.
If you're an illegal alien,
A massive bust by the Cook County Sheriff's Office has the retail crime unit saying no whey, as in whey protein. Investigators just recovered more than 25,000 pounds of stolen protein powder. It was found at a warehouse in Bridgeview after a cargo theft investigation. The powder valued at more than $500,000. The investigation began earlier this month when a supply chain company contacted them to report that a large shipment of Seek protein powder was missing.
So the bad guy in the middle of this, he clones your order, and he clones the shipping order, the bill of lading, and he takes the order in the process. And now he sends the order that he cloned to the driver. The driver has no clue. So now your order, instead of going to you, it's going to another location. And in the midst of that location, the bad guy sells your order into the warehouse that we recovered the coffee from in Melrose Park. So you never receive your order.
The retail crime unit is continuing to gather information to build the theft case.
All right, if you knew today's bitter cold was on the way by virtue of the pain you've been feeling in your body, you are experiencing what's known as the pain index. And you're not alone. According to healthcare experts, high or low barometric pressure can cause tissues around your joints to expand, causing pain. Changes in pressure can lead to migraines, fatigue, even impacting your inner ear, making you nauseous. We spoke with the chairman of the Department of Anesthesia and Pain Medicine at Rush Oak Park Hospital, who tells us there are steps you can take to manage that pain.
Think about mobilization, anti-inflammatories, eat, changing your external clothing with warm packs, trying home remedies like ointments that can help with inflammation, anti-inflammatory foods. All these things can help and prevent an actual flare.
And the pain index is not limited to the winter months. The pain for some people with arthritis can get even worse during the heat that comes with the summer months.
All right, speaking of the weather, let's talk to Mark about that. Any aches and pains today, Mark?
Oh, all kinds. And, the weather is a big part. We've had a pretty intense low pressure area that rapidly dropped pressure yesterday, and that's why we saw temperatures plummet from 60 degrees in Kankakee yesterday all the way down into the teens last night and early this morning. Winds in excess of 50 miles per hour, part of that equation as well. Well, tonight, 17 degrees, west-northwest winds at 18 miles per hour. At O'Hare, it feels officially like 1. Temperatures mostly in the teens, all locations, certainly here in the Illinois side. A couple of locations in Indiana still holding on to about 20, but we all do make it down into the teens. In fact, the low teens, even some single digits tonight, I think, in the northwestern suburbs. Check out the wind chills. -3 now at Woodstock, -3 in DeKalb. It's -2 in LaSalle, Peru. Rockford, you're at 0, and 1 and 3 at both of the airports. It is a cold night. We've had some flurries. We've had some snow showers certainly today, and early this morning we woke up to a dusting of snowfall across the area, all part of that same low pressure that's churning away. Now, this is mostly light snowfall kind of showing up here. This is lake effect snow, maybe not so light on the other side of the Great Lakes. In fact, one location in upstate New York still expected to see about 12 inches of snow coming up overnight tonight through tomorrow. Well, for us, we do have some chances of snowfall in our forecast, but they're going to be pretty much just light dust-ups, some flurries, a little bit of light snowfall. That'll be true tomorrow. We have a small chance of a few snow showers on Wednesday as well. So 28 tomorrow, slightly warmer for New Year's Eve, 32, and then New Year's Day we tumble down back into the lower 20s as the front comes through. So your futurecast shows some lake effect snow showers here or there, same, especially on the eastern side of the Great Lakes. And then here comes a little tiny shot of some very light snowfall in for tomorrow. Cold front comes in along with the new year. Tiny chance of a few snow showers there as well. And then cooler air for Thursday. That's why we fall from the 30s on Wednesday into the 20s on Thursday. So 12 degrees overnight tonight, but it'll feel below 0 for most of the night. Winds will continue in that 15 to 20 to 25 mile per hour range over the next several days. So not really anything that you would call light winds anytime soon, but not a whole lot else going on, especially as we enter the new year. We've got a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures up into the 30s, though, by next weekend. And it looks like the extended forecast, 7, 8, 9 days out, those temperatures stay a degree or two above average. So, hey, I guess we'll take it.
That's the upside. Thanks, Mark.
I'm Luke Canellis. Bears-Niners looked like Madden football last night, scoring touchdowns back and forth at a historic pace. Bears proved, though, that they could hang on the road. And how about this laser? Caleb throws to Colston Loveland. Whoa! No hang time on that baby. We'll hear from Ben Johnson, who just got back from Santa Clara, next in sports. The Bears' magic carpet ride simply paused in flight last night. If you think the Bears' loss against the Niners was the end of their fantasy football season, then you're the Grinch during this holiday season, because there is no denying the resilience of this Bears offense.
We've taken the training wheels off. These guys are doing a phenomenal job coming into the building each week and taking a plan and bringing it to life. I can't say enough good things about whether they're rookies, undrafted, veteran players. It doesn't matter who it is on offense right now, but they've really bought into how we go about our business. Once again, he has these throws every week that you're just like, hey, I don't know how many quarterbacks in the NFL can really do that on a regular basis.
And then as far as Detroit and game planning for Week 18, I don't know if Dan's talked about if starters or not, what he's doing, but how do you view just like what's still ahead of you, the 2 or the 3 seed, and how decisions that you'll make, like how do you weigh the importance of seeding in this game?
Yeah, we're playing to win this week.
Yeah, I love his honesty. I'm sure he's still thinking about that Week 2 loss as well. Bears dropped a heartbreaker last night in Santa Clara, no question. Caleb Williams in the offense, fantastic, throwing for a season-high 330 yards. The defense, though, shredded by Brock Purdy and that Niners offense. But how far can this team go?
I think they're a team that's ascending is where they are. I think they're, they've really made a good push now down the stretch to get their offense. They're more balanced attack. You look at Caleb the last 3 weeks alone, he's thrown for 248, and then throws for over 300 last night against the 49ers. They're not a complete team yet.
When we're talking Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson said they're going to be playing their best ball at the end of the year. Since November, they're 7-2. Caleb Williams has 16 passing touchdowns against 2 interceptions. He's been inconsistent at times, but like in the aggregate, when you zoom out, Caleb Williams has been excellent now for about 2 months.
Yes, he has. More with FS1's Danny Parkins and former Bears quarterback Jim Miller. We'll recap the shootout in Santa Clara and what it means for the Bears moving forward with the playoffs around the corner. Bears host the Lions next Sunday, 3:25 here on Fox Chicago. Fox's A-team, Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, and Tom Rinaldi will call all the action. Matinee basketball, 20th-ranked Illini wrapping up their non-conference schedule today against Southern. First half, freshman Keaton Wagler throws it up for Zvonimir Ivisic. Wagler finished up 3 bounds away from a triple-double. Illini led by 21 at the break. Second half, the Illini now turn on the offense, and they turn it into defense. In transition, Brandon Lee to Andre Stojakovic with the hammer. Didn't learn that from his dad, Peja. Peja was one of the game's best three-point shooters. The Illini roll past Southern 90-55 heading into Big Ten play. They head into Big Ten play with a victory under their belt. UIC beat Illinois Tech 102-64. That snapped a 6-game losing streak. Marcus Freeman is staying at Notre Dame for the 2026 season. Took his name out of any running for any of the NFL openings. Freeman getting an enhanced contract from Notre Dame to remain another year.
All right, thanks, Lou. Now to the Bulls hosting the T-Wolves tonight at the UC. Bad news for the Bulls, though. The backcourt, Kobe White and Josh Giddey, they left early. They never came back. Bulls trailing by 5 at the half. Third quarter, this is all Minnesota. The Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards with the two-hand slam. Bulls allowing 40 in the quarter to trail by 18 going into the fourth. And in the fourth, this thing turns into a rout. Dante DiVincenzo knocking down the triple. Bulls lose by 35, 136-101.
I have something.
One final check of this cold forecast.
Yeah, very cold tonight. Wind chills below zero. Temperatures in the teens. Tomorrow, maybe a peak of sunshine early, but other than that, some clouds. Temperatures slightly warmer than today. We're up to 28. Slightly warmer yet on New Year's Eve, 32. Now, tomorrow, a couple flurries, maybe a little pocket of some very, very light snowfall. Same situation again on Wednesday. After that, we're dry for the rest of the week. We're colder New Year's Day, but check it out as we head to the weekend. Temperatures back up in the low and mid-30s.
All right, Mark, thank you. Thanks for watching at 9. Remember, you can catch us anytime on your smart TV through Fox Local. We are on all the streaming platforms. Always start your day with Good Day Chicago. Chicago Sports Tonight is straight ahead.
Good night.